Joshua chapter 23, verse 1. The years passed, and the Lord had given the people of Israel rest from all their enemies. Joshua, who was now very old, verse 2, called together all the elders, leaders, judges, and officers of Israel. He said to them, I am now a very old man. Verse 3, you have seen everything the Lord your God has done for you during my lifetime. The Lord your God has fought for you against your enemies. Verse 4, I have allotted to you as your homeland all the land of the nations yet unconquered, as well as the land of those we have already conquered, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. Verse 5, this land will be yours, for the Lord your God will himself drive out all the people living there now. You will take possession of their land, just as the Lord your God has promised. Verse 6, so be very careful to follow everything Moses wrote in the book of instructions. Do not deviate from it, turning either to the right or to the left. Verse 7, make sure you do not associate with the other people still remaining in the land. Do not even mention the names of their gods, much less swear by them or serve them or worship them. Verse 8, rather cling tightly to the Lord your God, as you have done until now. Verse 9, for the Lord has driven out great and powerful nations for you, and no one has yet been able to defeat you. Verse 10, each one of you will put to flight 1,000 of the enemy, for the Lord your God fights for you, just as he has promised. Verse 11, so be very careful to love the Lord your God. Verse 12, but if you turn away from him and cling to the customs of the survivors of these nations remaining among you, and if you intermarry with them, verse 13, then know for certain that the Lord your God will no longer drive them out of your land. Instead, they will be a snare and a trap to you, a whip for your backs, and a thorny brambles in your eyes. And you will vanish from this good land the Lord your God has given you. Verse 14, soon I will die, going the way of everything on earth. Deep in your hearts, you know that every promise of the Lord your God has come true. Not a single one has failed. Verse 15, but as securely as the Lord your God has given you the good things he promised, he will also bring disaster on you if you disobey him. He will completely destroy you from this good land he has given you. Verse 16, and if you break the covenant of the Lord your God by worshiping and serving other gods, his anger will burn against you, and you will quickly vanish from the good land he has given you. Amen.